Hi guys, my name is Alexis Score and I'm here with Hawkeye Elvis for the Fan Media Network. So, can you tell me your connection to Iowa and why you love Iowa and etc.?
Sure, Alexis. I grew up in a small town in Iowa. There's no professional teams. And when that's the case, you like one of the teams. You like the Hawkeyes, the Cyclones. And ironically, even though my hometown of Ogden is just about 20 minutes from Ames, I grew up a Hawkeye fan. And part of that is I grew up in the era of Lute Olson and Hayden Fry when Hayden first got to Iowa. And the turnaround that those guys brought to the state and just making it a Hawkeye state, that started with those guys. And I was a Hawkeye fan since I was a kid growing up. So been a Hawkeye fan my whole life, and an Elvis fan too. And had season tickets for years. And one year at the 2009 game, the game was on Halloween, and everybody in the stands had these awesome Hawkeye themed costumes. And I thought, I gotta have one of those. And so I went back to my mom's house and I said, Mom, can you make me an Elvis jumpsuit but make it black with Tiger Hawks on and stuff? She said, yeah.
So why is this Iowa team so special? We all know this is Iowa's year. It's the first year they've been good in so long. So what do you think started this momentum of them being the team they are right now?
It started with Fran, and full disclosure, Margaret McCaffrey is my cousin.
Really?
And so I will never say a bad word about Fran. So
definitely,
got the gold tinted glasses on here, but you look at what he came into from the previous coach and just where the program was, and it takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of work to dig that out and build that up, and for him to turn this program around, that's what it is. It's not a 1-year thing or a 2-year thing. It takes a decade, and that's what it's taken to get Iowa to be consistently a top 5 team the way they are. But this team is special for a couple of reasons. One, you've got guys who have been in the program for 3 or 4 years. Guys like Gordon Bohan and Luka Garza, and even guys like Connor McCaffrey. I mean, Connor's a junior technically, but he's been in the program. He redshirted a year. CJ redshirted a year. Jack Nungy redshirted a year. And those guys have all been in the program and around it. And when you bring back guys who have been around it for 2 and 3 and 4 years, that's going to add up. And that's why I think in the NCAA tournament, you see teams with a lot of talent like the Kentuckys and the Dukes who have all these freshmen who come in for 1 year. And yeah, they've got a lot of talent, but to really have sustained success at this level, you got to have veterans. And that's what Iowa's got. Iowa's got a bunch of veterans on the team this year.
Exactly. And it's they're showing them younger kids, what it means to be a Hawkeye and how to pretty much be a good basketball team. So we all know Luka Garza. Can you tell me what makes Luka Garza such a special player?
Well, if you follow Luka, if you follow Frank, his dad, on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Frank, first of all, I love Frank. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he posts videos of Luka working out. And anybody can go into the gym and shoot baskets any day of the week. But what Luka has done, and Fran has said this too, is he hasn't had a player who's worked harder.
Yeah, because Luka Garza wasn't meant to be the player he is today, in high school.
No, because it's one thing to have the talent, and credit to Fran for seeing that talent when he was a sophomore and first recruited him.
That opportunity, definitely.
Yeah, and then, but for Luka to recognize that, and then for Luka to realize, I have to work harder if I want to get to where I want to be, and just. The dude doesn't stop. This has been his singular focus since he was a little kid. And, it'd be easy for some people to get burned out like that, but Luka hasn't. He loves it. He thrives on it. I kind of think sometimes when he gets doubled and triple team in the post, he loves that because, he's going to step through and get a foul and get the basket. But I don't know that I've seen, people talk about being a tough player and a tough guy. If you've watched Luka over his career at Iowa, the dude's had his nose busted up in a game.
So many times.
He got his, he lost a tooth at Iowa State, I think. Jordan picked it up off the court. And he keeps going back, and that's a level of toughness and a level of determination that is few and far between. And again,
very good player, work as hard as Luka Garza does.
Nobody does. And then when you've got the talent in addition to that, it makes a difference.
Definitely. Next game is at Carver Hawkeye Arena against Indiana Hoosiers. who do you think is going to win that game?
Well, I'm always the optimist. I always think Iowa can win every game. And if you look at their schedule the rest of the way, there's some tough ones coming up. But Indiana's interesting because, one, we get them at home. And I've watched them play a couple of times. And Archie Miller's a good coach. He always gets good kids there. I don't know that they've got the firepower to sort of hang with Iowa. I feel like it'll be a Northwestern type game where they come out, they hit a couple shots, stick with us. But the thing about this Iowa team that's different from teams in the past is, you had Northwest. We were up 10 on Northwestern, and they fought back. They kind of punched us in the mouth a little bit, and then we responded and closed it out. That happened against Iowa State. That happened against North Carolina, where these guys are on scholarship too. They're good programs.
Yeah.
Indiana's a good program, and they're gonna make some shots. They're gonna counterpunch. But I think that being at home is gonna make a difference. And I think Luka and the Hawkeyes are just gonna be too much. And are we gonna beat Indiana at home? Yeah, we are. And keep cruising toward March and the Big Ten title, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. So Fran actually talked about the Big Ten title today. And do you think they're in the running to win that Big Ten title? Do you think this is their year?
Absolutely.
I agree.
What makes it even that much more unique and special is you've got to go back 30 years since the Big Ten has been this loaded. The last time Iowa was rated, number 1, number 2 in the country was the 1986-87 season, and you had half the top 5. You had 3 of the top 5 teams were all Big Ten teams, and Iowa was in the top 10 that year and didn't win the conference. There's still some losses on the schedule, I think, out there, just because it's so hard to win on the road in the Big Ten. It's really hard to win on the road against a good team. Michigan, despite their loss to Minnesota, it's a good team. Wisconsin's a good team. Ohio State's a good team. Those are all ranked teams that we got to play on the road. And so there's a couple of L's out there with our names on them, but I don't know that we've ever been this well positioned to really close it out and bring home a Big Ten regular season title.
To host a fan show or appear as a fan on a fan show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.